Hello everyone, let me start the op-amp and types of the amplifiers. So majorly in these sessions we are going to discuss about the three amplifiers. One of that is treated as a voltage follower, buffer or buffer. Next one is the summer and difference amplifier. So let me consider one by one. So first let me consider the voltage follower or consider as the buffer. Now, what exactly the voltage follower defines? That voltage follower, the name itself defines the your output and input. Your output follows the input. Your output follows the input. For example, so if you are going to supply the input is 1.2 volts, then your output must be a 1.2 volts. And you are going to change the input from 0.29 volts, then your output must be a 1.29 volts, and so on. So usually how they are going to describe this voltage follower using your op-amp. So this is of the main application of your op-amp. So what we have to consider is the input follower, right? The basic circuit is like this. This is your output and this is your input. Actually your input is supplied at the non-inverting terminal, because we have two inputs, inverting and as well as the non-inverting, and your actual input is supplied at the non-inverting terminal, and your inverting terminal is connected to the output connections or output network. So as usual, what we defined here is this is the node A, this is the node B. So we have the virtual ground concept, right? So using that concept we are going to define that. So your VA equals to VB. Now you know that at this point VB equals to what? Your input voltage. VB is your input voltage. So VA equals to VB equals to Vin. That is your first one equation. Let me describe the actual voltage follower using the equations. Right, now you can see that your output, right? So usually how we are going to define that output voltage? Your output is directly connected from the inverting terminal, and inverting terminal is considered as the node A. So your output voltage equals to the VA. Your output voltage equals to the VA. So using this equation also we are going to define the V0 equals to VA using equation number 1 equals to VB equals to V. It means indirectly what we defined, V0 equals to V indirectly. This is treated as a voltage follower. Why exactly? And also this is considered as a buffer also, right? So they have many names for this circuit, like as source follower, also the unity gain amplifier, and the isolation amplifier. So and also buffer amplifier, isolation amplifier, source follower, right? So let me consider what are the main advantages of voltage follower. So you may have some questions about when input and output both are same, then what is the use of this circuit? Now a main important one is this type of the circuits are using for matching the circuits or matching the different models, right? So usually what we defined, your input impedance is infinity in the normal or ideal op-amp, but in this, that is in terms of the mega ohms. So it will be increase the input impedance and also your output impedance is low, right? It must be low. It still decrease that, and bandwidth is large, or in terms of the ideally we are defining the infinity, and your output follows input with zero phase shift. Zero phase shift, what it means? So when you supply a positive half cycle first one, then you got that same as positive half cycle with the same voltage 1.2 volts. It means 1.2 volts. This is V0, this is V, right? Your output follows the input. So this is the first one circuit what we have considered here, that is the voltage follower circuit. And next one is the mainly another two circuits are there. That one is the summing amplifier. Summing amplifier. So what exactly this summing amplifier, and also it is considered as adder circuit, right? Adder, or there is many names. They are going to define the average circuits and so on. Let me consider one by. So in this summing amplifier, we have to consider the two type of summing amplifier. One is with respect to the inputs, that is inverting amplifier. Another one is for non-inverting amplifier. Inverting summing amplifier and non-inverting summing amplifier. Let me consider one by one. So first, for easily understand, we are going to consider the inverting summing amplifier. So as you should know, inverting summing amplifier means we have to apply input at the inverting terminal, and non-inverting terminal is connected to the where? Ground. This point is considered as B and this point is considered as A. Now, so inverting amplifier means we have to take a feedback network. We have to consider our feedback network. So that is connected from output to the inverting terminal. That network is treated as RF, feedback register, RF. Now input is supplied to the inverting, for example. So we have one resistor, that is V is applied at the through the resistor R to the input inverting terminal. It becomes your normal inverting amplifier. Simply you have to add another 2, 3 or so on voltages at the input. That means you have to add the 3 voltages. For example, let me consider another one resistor that is connected for same inverting terminal, and next one same inverting terminal. So let me treat it and differentiate all the resistance R1, R2, R3. So similarly the voltage V1, V2, V3, right? Now with respect to that, we have to consider the current direction. First I1, I2, I3, right? And similarly all currents will be defined with respect to the output, that is treated as the I. And ideally what we are defined, your input impedance is infinity, your Rin is infinity. So Rin is infinity means there is no current flows through the op-amp network, right? So let me derive the small derivation of that. So first let me consider the virtual ground. What we have defined here, that is your VA voltage equals to the VB voltage. VA equals to VB, and VB is connected to where? That is ground. It means 0 volt. So your VA voltage and VB voltage is 0. So using Ohm's law, let me derive that whole thing. So using Ohm's law means we have that current I1. First let me consider I1, I2, I3 and I. Then we completed the derivation. So I1 equals to Ohm's law V by R, right? We have the reference is current is flowing from V1 to the VA, right? It is treated as what? VA. So V1 to the VA, V1 minus VA divided by R1. So V1 minus VA means V1 by R1 because VA is 0. VA is 0. And similarly, so I2 equals to, that is V2 minus VA divided by R2. So VA value is 0. So it means that V2 by R2. And similarly, I3 equals to V3 by R3. We derived the three equations. Now we have to define the general equation. After that, here we have only one node, right? We have one node and 1, 2, 3, 4 currents are there. So at the node, apply KCL at node A. Apply KCL at node A. So I equals to, your output current equals to all incoming currents, I1 plus I2 plus I3. I1 plus I2 plus I3. So in this equation now we have to derive the I. So what is that I equation? I equals to Ohm's law V by R. So first one is your current is moving from A node to the output node. So by the direction of the current we are going to define that VA minus V0 divided by R, that is RF, right? As usual, I already know that VA VB equals to 0. So it means 0 minus V0, that is I equals to minus V0 divided by, that is another one current. Now substitute all the equations in this I equation. So that is treated as, let me consider all these equation is equation number 1 and equation number 2. Substitute in equation number 3, right? So I equals to what? Minus V0 by RF equals to, I1 is V1 by R1 plus I2 is V2 by R2 plus I3 is V3 by R3, right? Now, so from that equations we have to define the value. Now we require only V0. Let me consider that just a V0 and remaining parameter minus and RF will be moved to the right hand side. So V0 equals to, so minus is here into RF V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 plus V3 by R3, right? Now you can directly consider that some assumptions here. So what are the assumptions? If assumed values are R1 equals to R2 equals to R3 equals to R, all three registers are same, then your V0 equals to minus RF. So if the all values are same, we have to take a common. So RF divided by R into V1 plus V2 plus V3. This is the one of the general equation for summing add. So next one is that another assumption we have. When we consider your RF equals to R, then what happened? That above equation defines that minus RF by R. So your R is also equals to the RF. You can consider that R by R. So V1, V2 and V3. Your R get cancelled. Remaining is your V0 equals to minus V1 plus V2 plus V3. So minus indicates what? Because you are supplying an input to the inverting. It must be a phase shift of 180 degree phase shift. Okay, this is the inverting summing amplifier. Okay, let me consider that next one, non-inverting summing amplifier. So how to describe? The name itself defines that is non-inverting. Means you have to supply your input to the non-inverting amplifier, non-inverting terminal. So, and inverting terminal must be connected to the ground. So for that we have a R resistor connect to the ground, and same thing we have to consider, that is RF, feedback network. Current, we are connecting that R is ground, so your current is now in the reverse direction, that is from output to the input, that is I, right? So now first let me define the inputs. For simplification, better we have to consider the two inputs. If it is executed two inputs, then it is also executed for n number of inputs. So let me consider we have V1 and V2, and inputs are connected through the resistor, that is R1, another one is the R2, that is defined as to the B network. Let me consider this is B point and this is A point, virtually connected, that A is virtually connected, and next treated as, so that is I1, this is I2, and input we have, that is IV, that is IV. So using these equations we are going to define that. So virtually connected means your VA equals to VB, VA equals to VB, and let me derive that using Ohm's law only directly. So I equals to I1 equals to, let me first consider the I1 equals to V by R, that is your V1 minus VB divided by R1. VB is what? That is defined as that virtually defined voltage, virtually defined node, right? VA and VB. So I1 equals to V1 minus VB divided by R1, and similarly your I2 equals to V2 minus VB divided by R2, right? So now let me derive, this is treated as that equation number 1 for both I1 and I2, right? And let me consider the KCL at the node B. So incoming current equals to the outgoing current, that is I1 plus I2. Two incoming currents equals to the outgoing current, that is IP. Using characteristics of the op-amp, your input impedance is infinity. If input impedance is infinity, then current is zero. It means I1 equals to plus I2 equals to 0. I1 plus I2 equals to 0. And substitute the I1 and I2 in these equations, right? So your V1 minus VB divided by R1 plus V2 minus VB divided by R2 equals to 0. So let me derive these equations. Divide this whole divided by in terms of smaller ones, that is V1 by R1 minus VB by R1 plus V2 by plus V2 by R2. Let me connect VB and minus VB by R2 at other side. So it means that it minus becomes plus VB into 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2. So what we defined here, that is your VB value. Let me first consider that VB equals to, so take it that LCM and so on, something values. Here also we have to consider the LCM R1, R2. So it becomes V1 is multiplied with R2, V2 is multiplied with R1, and so on thing R1 plus R2 divided by R1 divided by R2. So that will be directly I am going to define here R2 V1 plus V2 R1 divided by R1 plus R2, because R1 get cancelled. So you have that VB. So we have that equation, that is your output. Okay, now we got that VB value. This is one step of completion. So let me consider the next one. So we have to derive another one I, that is this one. Your I equals to, as usual, Ohm's law, V by R. So V equals to your current is flowing from this V0 to VA, V0 minus VA divided by R, right? So your I equals to V0 minus VA divided by R. Now we know that your VA equals to VB. VA equals to VB. Actually from. So that's why V0 minus VB divided by R. Right? I equals to V0 minus VB divided by R. Now we have the VB equations, right? Better we are going to simplify these equations, right? So equating that equations, right? Okay, we have another one current. We already find out the current had the output to the node A. Now we have another one current. We already find out that V0 minus VA, right? V0 minus VA divided by RF. Now we have another one current, that is VA minus 0, wrong, minus 0, VA minus 0 divided by R. So this is another one current, I equals to VA minus 0 divided by R. It is treated as VA by R, also considered as VB by R. Right? Now equating these two equations, this equation number 2 and equation number 3. So after equating that, we have described that V0 minus VB divided by RF equals to VB by R. So VB we have two parameters. So let me describe that. So V0 by RF minus VB by RF equals to VB by R. So V0 divided by RF equals to VB by RF is that side. So taking the common VB, 1 by RF plus 1 by R. Right? Okay. These equations, after rearranging that, so we got V0 equals to VB R plus RF by R. So you just simplify that. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Right? Now substitute VB in, let me consider this is equation number 4, VB in equation number 4. Then V0 equals to VB into VB we have to substitute, right? So VB value is R2 V1 plus R1 V2 divided by R1 plus R2 into R plus Rf by R, R plus Rf by R. So for simplification here we have to assume that R1 equals to R2. Then the above equation will be simplified as R1 V1 R1 V2 divided by R1 plus R1 plus R1 is 2R into R plus Rf by R. So just substituting R2 in terms of the R1, right? Now here you can consider R1 is common, V1 plus V2 divided by 2R1. Your R1 get cancelled, and R plus Rf divided by R. Simplified, just multiplied with respect to the above parameters. V1 plus V2 into R plus Rf, whole thing is 2 into R divided by 2 into R. So R plus Rf is multiplied with these two values. R, we can just consider the direct value, that equals to V naught equals to R plus Rf divided by 2R into V1 plus V2. Simplified. So this is your output voltage that depends upon the two added input voltage, V1 plus V2. R plus Rf by 2R, that is the parameter that will be multiplied. It means it is the gain of your circuit, right? And here there is another concept of another word we are used to, that is the average. That is average circuit. How to describe the average circuit? In this inverting one, we have that value of Rf, R1 and R2. So let me consider the inverting equation, that is V naught equals to, so just you have to choose the resistors value and other parameters, then your op-amp becomes average circuit, adder, summer, subtractor, differentiator, integrator, and many applications are there. So here we have just simplifying, we are considering that minus Rf by R into V1 plus V2 plus V3, right? Now you have to choose for average. Average means what? We have three inputs. To make it is average, we have to divide it by, we have to add these three values and divide it by 3 numbers of the inputs. Now just simplified one, you have to choose like that. Your resistance, that is Rf resistance, Rf equals to R divided by 3. R divided by 3, because 3 indicates the number of inputs. You just substitute in this value, then you got that minus R by 3 whole divided by R into V1 plus V2 plus V3. So this R is get cancelled, right? So that means your value becomes minus 1 by 3 of V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now this is your becomes average circuit. Here minus indicates the inverting one. So V1 plus V2 plus V3 divided by 3. Same thing, V1 plus V2 plus V3 divided by 3. You have to choose the value. Then only your circuit becomes average circuit, adder circuit, subtractor circuit. Okay. In next one topic, we will see the difference amplifier or subtraction circuit, and also we will move to the DC and DC amplifiers. Okay. Thank you.